dashboards that are easy to configure. They're pre-configured, dramatically reduces the time and the cost and the risk to implement. And they also are pre-configured with the GL, AR, AP modules and the 50 other additional users directly right out of the warehouse. We allow the consolidation and budgeting of that database in our warehouse, as well as multiple data sources that your company may utilize to allow for complete consolidation of all operational functionality within your company. We utilize Microsoft SQL Server Stack, so the interfacing of these data sources are going to be utilizing the SSIS functionality as well as the security within SQL Server being Active Directory or single sign-on, whichever your company utilizes. We can also bring in your data through a file import or pre-configured connectors that we utilize and have pre-built. Our BI360 architectural slide gives you more visibility on how these 4 modules all connect. We have our reporting module that actually shows here with our dotted arrow line showing the direct interface within the ERP environment. If you notice here, you can design, create those reports in Excel and have them feed directly with data coming from your ERP solution. It also identifies how that ERP environment of data can also be pushed up into the data warehouse, allowing for consolidation from additional data sources that your company may utilize, maybe a CRM or any other data source, payroll or Salesforce solution, so that you can do even more granular consolidation of reporting. You'll notice here in the middle with the purple icon, again, our budgeting planning module that allows, again, that power and force of Excel to build and design your budget templates and allow the budget data input to be pushed back into the data warehouse budget database to allow for that consolidation and direct input into our ERP environment. We have pre-built templates within both of our reporting modules that allows the flexibility and ease to create and design also templates by just populating them with your GL data as well. Our dashboards, again, are web-based from anywhere, anytime, direct access into your company's environment for reporting. Works fully customizable with dashboards that are interactive with charts and reports and more. We have drag and drop capability for ease and design of this dashboard, as well as our reporting and planning tool when we get into the demo portion of the presentation. Business users learn dashboard design in hours and not days, and the ease and flexibility of getting real-time reporting out of the ERP with drill-down capability is always a winner. Again, all 3 of our modules, as well as our data warehouse, are utilizing not only that SQL layer of security, but each module comes with its own independent layer of security that's ran by system admin based upon your users' roles and responsibility. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and minimize our presentations of slides here, and we'll get directly into our demo mode. We'll start launching with our portal. Simply launching an URL, and I will go ahead and log in. And give you a view of our BI360 portal. Again, these are web-based dashboards for anywhere, anytime access by predefined users with roles and responsibilities, allowing them views and access to the dashboards, as well as the BI360 reports that have been created to be uploaded into the portal as well. And we also have the ability to bring budget templates within the portal or budget-based web-based budgeting that we've also launched for 2015. To the left, you'll see an ease of access to all the reports or to design a favorites folder. You can also have multiple predefined folders of reports from various modules that you like to see, all based upon your user ID. I'm going to go ahead and launch one of our financial statements. The gold star in the top right left corner is identifying that this is one of my favorites. So we're going to just open the Modern P&L by hitting the play button. That launches the report. that we designed in BI360 reporting. To the left, you'll see that in our navigation pane, identifying the last time these reports were ran, as well as the specific parameters that were defined in those reports. We could simply click on one of those and rerun it based upon the parameter definitions that we defined, or we could come up here and change and rerun this report for new criteria. Expand this window so we can see the full report. And what I really would like to show is how we truly utilize the power of Excel with the design and ease and flexibility of configuration, allowing for a drop-in of a logo, the font and colorization, and notice the charts, the power that Excel allows within their charting capabilities. But most importantly, the ability to create your financial statements within Excel, but you're viewing it within the web portal environment. As well as, if you notice here within our product revenue line or any of these lines, I can pick one of these numbers and right mouse click on it, and it gives me the dynamic ability to drill back into my ERP environment, to my general ledger, to get the detail of those transactions that built that dollar amount on this financial statement. So again, we're looking at the web. We've not left our web environment. We are still within a URL, viewing a report that was designed within Excel and giving us the ability to dynamically drill into our ERP environment to get the data that is represented in the reports. We also have the ability to share these reports. So by clicking share in the top right, I can either take a quick snapshot with the cell phone or tablet of the QR code here and take it on the go on my way out of the office, or you can download it as a file or send it as an email. If we download it as a file, we can choose our location and we can just download it directly to our desktop and have a static file of this report, a static file right here on our desktop. So I'll go ahead and minimize for now, and we can see here I named that report test by double clicking an Excel report on my desktop. I notice I have the exact same report that we were just on the web viewing. But as you can see, the integrity and the design layout of the report had not been altered. We still have the same exact charting capabilities. We are in Excel. You'll notice we have additional tabs here, but we also have the entire report, giving us the ability to come in and do some deeper dive analysis of numbers to personally see the effects. And you still do not lose that interface and the power that Excel gives and drives to show the interface between the charts. If I change that service revenue, the charts interact as well. Again, the reason that we love Excel, because of the power of what Excel can do as a non-database application. We'll go ahead and close out of this report, and we won't save that. And re-entering our portal environment, if you notice here at the bottom, I have a carousel view of my favorites, reports that I look at either weekly, daily, or I want to have at the touch of my finger or click of my button. So why don't we go in at this point in time and take a look at some pre-built dashboards. Again, these dashboards are web-based, so you can access these dashboards just like those reports any place, anytime through our BI360 web portal. They're fully customizable with the dashboard layouts, as well as giving you the interactive charts and reports and more. To create and design these is, again, it's just a simple drag and drop design for ease of development to create new dashboards. So if we look at one of my favorite dashboards, which is maybe the report, we have the ability to come in, and one neat feature is to be able to click on a particular, we call these dashlets, each one of these squares that have data in them. We can click on, let's say I want to go overhead management, and you can see the interactivity between each dashlet. So now I'm looking at overhead management. It drills me to management, and it tells me the difference in the top 5 projects under my overhead management and the dollar detail for project detail, actual versus committed. Or I can come in and come into year 2000 software project, and again, see the pie charts in the project summary donut chart make changes based upon the particular project that I select. So the interactivity between each dashlet gives you that real-time reporting and visibility for the eye of the ease of executives who like to see the direct pie charting or charting of the reports and business activity and operational flow of their business. They can do this on the go within the portal through a web URL and have direct visibility of their business. And at this time, I'll go ahead and we will jump into our demo mode. So we're looking here at just the basic dashboard of my screen. We'll launch Excel. The top of our drop-down menu bar, you'll notice we have, again, those two additional tabs, BI360 Reporting and Planning. Reporting is where we're going to build a simple financial statement, and it's also where we saw the P&L that I showed from the portal. Our ribbon is still utilizing that ease and flexibility of utilization for your end users that all of Microsoft Office applications use. And then we are able to select our ERP environment here, as well as if we have consolidations of reports directly through our data warehouse and build a report based upon that database. We're going to grab the actual company as well as the unmuted company database activity. To the left here, we have our Report Designer navigation pane that actually is where we will build and design our reports. It gives us the ability to view all of the modules that are resting in our ERP environment that we can report off of. This doesn't just utilize financial statements and financial activity. You can actually subledger report as well. I'm going to go ahead and utilize my financial module to build a quick trial balance. And again, I'm going to build this report, this trial balance, utilizing the power of Excel by simply populating the cells. We know we'll have trial balance. We'll give it a title. We know we'll have an accounts row. Within that account row, we will need an account description. Basic Excel, where we are all comfortable working out of. We'll go ahead and do utilize some of the power of Excel by giving some bolding, increase the font size. And over to the left is our layout editor. This is going to be where we are able to define the data that we want to populate our report with. And again, as mentioned earlier in the demo, we utilize a drag and drop feature, which is very easy for your end user to create and design, as well as the data that we call metadata. The data that is in your ERP environment is what's resting here under each module. So to get the account, I'm going to want to come into my account string and open that up, and I just simply drag and drop my account. And here it's asking me if I'd like to select a new group or a row. And I say yes, because I'd like each row in my report to show either the account by description or just the account that I have grouped, the accounts that I have grouped together within each row. We'll also need an account description. We can come down here, grab that, drag and drop that there, and now we show that row 7 is populated with the account string. By selecting the magnifying glass, it gives me a list of all of my accounts, and I have the use ranges. So I can either select all of them, or I can particularly design a range of accounts by simply utilizing, again, some of Excel's power by selecting and holding down Shift. Maybe I have some unit accounts that I don't want in here. And I've got now a range of accounts that I would like to have on row 7. Well, we know we also are going to have currency columns within a financial statement. So we'll come down again, still in our finance module, and grab a coin for period balance, identifying that it is currency. And then again, simple drag and drop or copying Excel-based functionality, copying over, and then we'll drag and give a little real estate here for these columns. I'm also one that likes to have a variance. So we're going to create a variance column as well. And now we are going to come into a field that we have called functions that are predefined time periods. So we can come in and grab year to date and populate that so that we can define what period balance we want in column D. We want year to date activity. And then we are also going to drag and drop last year to date. Once I did that, notice how our layout editor now gave us defined column layout activity. Again, with Excel, you can come in, do make this a little pretty, give some color there, and come in. If you're like me, I don't like to see all these words here. I'll just say LY to date. So no need to create a financial statement and export it to Excel to do all the fun modifying and design. We're doing that as we build this report. And as far as our variance, we're going to utilize, again, a simple Excel calculation summation, rather, of just D minus E for our variance. And so if we run, take the time out at this point to go ahead and run, which is the second time a tab over from our design tab, we now have the ability to choose a posting period. And the historical data that comes over for posting periods is, again, defined upon the data that you bring over from your ERP environment. And so we're going to go ahead and run this for April of 2014, click Run, and we now have a financial statement based upon 3 rows, actually 2 rows of typing in Excel, utilizing, again, the ease and design, but the dynamic aspect of bringing in data from your ERP environment. And if you notice, it also gave us our variances for each one of these, but we can also right mouse click on any of these columns of data, any row of data for any dollar amount, and do a drill down. We can drill to actual or summary. We can also drill to pivot table. So again, you still have that Excel power going on here. And by right mouse clicking and drilling, it gives me ERP activity by account string. It can take you to transactional level, whatever data we still have that we've pulled into your BI360 from your ERP environment. So I can just come back over to design mode, and what's a financial statement without a total? So let's go ahead and make a total row, and within that total row, we'll go ahead and bold that as well. We'll give it some, again, cosmetics from Excel, give it the summation, and then ultimately we'll go ahead within the currency columns, we'll come in and go ahead and say, hey, you know, I want this to be, I'm an accountant, so I like accounting. By right mouse clicking within our columns of currency, we have our one-stop reporting that allows us to create a sum for this column. I can drag and drop, I can just copy that over utilizing the power of Excel. So now each one of the columns will give me a sum. Of course, in Excel, I could have created a simple summation value for each one of these columns as well. And since we're here, why don't we go ahead and make this a departmentalized or a cost center defined report. So I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what, I want to see this report broken out by department. So let's do that. So I'm going to come in and give it some bold, come back to my finance module, and go to the segmented value within my account string that I know houses my cost center or my departments, and put the description there. But at this time, I do not want to create a row for that. I just want the definition of that particular cost center defined there. But what I do want is I do want to go ahead in my layout editor and create this as a filter for the entire report. So I select the little box here in the top left-hand corner of the layout editor, which highlights my report and now allows me to drag and drop my segment 1 or my department to be able to define my report by each one of these cost centers. What I can do is at this time select one and run this report upon one of these departments, or I can select parameter and do a quick parameter wizard. I can change the name again just to make that department. And it's a real quick wizard that allows you just to next through and say ultimately to create a sheet per value for that particular segment in my report. And then I OK, and then I come back over to run, and now we have the parameter to choose which cost center or department I'd like to have. I can do a range by just simply shift and select. So let's just do these 4 here. As I say OK and do a range of the top 4 departments and OK, notice once I click Run to execute this report, what happens with this tab here for Sheet 1. So now we're executing the report. And as you notice, we now have a report that's departmentalized, giving us the name of each department with the number, as well as the total by department, and the ease and flexibility of just defining that by adding, again, one more row with a drag and drop within Excel. And if I right mouse click on any of these, again, I still have the ability to drill back in to the data, that dynamic appeal to access data directly out of our ERP environment or a data warehouse, wherever the detail is laying. That quick, that fast, that easy to create a departmentalized report. And this report now, once it's in the run mode, we come back to BI360 reporting. We can actually upload this formatted report that started out with just 2 rows of data, detail that I typed into Excel and formatted to 1, 2, 3, 4 rows with drag and drop of the detail. And I can now upload this report to my portal, and it could be one of those reports just like the one I showed in my BI360 reporting presentation, or we can design and run this, and we can share this as an Excel spreadsheet as well as publish it. We can come down here and run it or publish it, and publish this design and share it with anyone else that has a BI360 reporting capabilities, and they can execute this report directly from their environment by sharing it. Again, that's simple to create and design a financial statement within BI360, utilizing, once again, the power of Excel. We'll also do a quick look at our budget and planning module. I'll go ahead and close out of here. We won't save this report. And we'll launch Excel. Our other tab here, BI360 Planning, is the Budget and Planning module. And within that module, our ribbon, again, still gives you the feel of the ease of Microsoft Office in the ribbon design. Under Assignments in our Planning module, I like to call this like our homework assignments, showing the various budget templates that are out here. We have folders that we have defined, either reports that we've defined, workflow, budget and forecasting binders that allow you the ability to forecast, the ability to create as many budget templates that you like, forecast as well. If your company does forecasting, assumptions are easy to design and create. And again, these were all utilizing the ease and flexibility of Excel with the drag and drop capability of BI360. So we'll just run a quick others expense report. And let's say I am the manager of Department 100, so I'm going to go ahead and run this, and I would only have visibility to, again, the role and responsibilities of activity that I have within the company based upon my security. I would not see everyone else's budget activity. And I'm using, that's all I have access to. And if you notice here, again, it looks and feels just like a regular Excel spreadsheet. We'll go ahead and relax the report designer. It gives us our budget, and our actuals follow. So we see here we haven't completed our office supplies. So we just simply come in. We have 2 tones. We have our yellow showing data input fields where we input data, and the blue and our actual showing raw data coming from our budget database. Okay? I can come in and I can start typing in month by month. I can also do a spread here because we're in Excel. I can take this and copy it over, or I have the ability to come up here, and we can take this out for now and enter data. And this allows me to be a little more detailed in what I want to identify in my office supplies. So this screen looks a little weird sometimes, so I go ahead and show you that I'm still looking at my budget template that I created. We'll scroll down in here to the office supply row so you can see that this is still here, but now we've added the ability to either add a line or even change our spread method that we like. We can do a quarterly spread, we can do a trend base, straight line, even. So let's say we want to do an even, and I don't want to type all the way through. So we're going to take $5,000 and we can see what happens. We'll spread that across, and we can put a comment in even. Let's say because of growth, we're going to have $500 a month in office supplies. We can also add a row of description within that row, and once we complete that, we just say update Excel, and it will populate that. We also have the ability to adjust by percentage and also round up. So again, if I say update to Excel, you'll notice it now has populated. That simple and that easy. Or I can come in, and now our comment is also tagged to this row within our budget template. I can also come in and say, you know what, I know in June we're going to be making that big move, so we're going to increase this number and make it 2,500 because we're going to have some new employees come on board. And again, we're right here still in the budget template. And once we're done, we hit save, and it saves the data input information directly back to our budget database that's resting in our data warehouse. I will also now give you a view of our ad hoc tool, an ad hoc query tool called Composer. Our Composer tool allows us the ease and flexibility for quick querying of data without the design of a financial report or design of a report. It allows you the ability to do a query not only at financial level, but at sub-ledger level, as well as external modular-based detail that we may have sitting in the data warehouse, some other databases that we've consolidated with. So let's say I want to now do a quick query about my vendors. So I can come in to my purchasing module, go to payables transaction, and we know we're going to want to use, this is going to be based upon vendor. We'll just drag and drop, same features as our financial report design. We'll need a vendor. We will need within there a doc number, a doc date. We'll need some transactional activity. So we can do a transaction description. And usually we need a document amount. Sometimes we want some period information as well. So let's come back up here. I think maybe down here. Grab some period information, some timing information as a filter. Then posting geo posting date. There we go. And if we hit the refresh button, that quick, we have the detail as a query based upon all the vendors that we have listed. But what's really neat and unique about this is that we can actually say we want to break this out by vendor. Kim, I don't want to just see all the vendors. I want to see it by vendor. Simply just pull that vendor up, and now we have it by vendor, which is really neat. And then it gets even nicer. We have the ease and flexibility to say we want it by vendor, by GL posting date. So it shows each period by vendor transactional detail. And the ease of being able to export this query back into Excel if we need to share this data, or if we want to add totals, subtotals to these, or we also can export this to our report designer to continue to design and configure this subledger query into more of a report by adding additional information to it. We can do that, or we can upload it to our report designer and then share it out to our portal. Those are all the functionalities that can be done within the Composer. I love this particular tool. At this time, I'm going to pause. I don't see that I have any questions or Q&A. Make sure we don't have anyone out here. No questions at this time. So what I can do is go ahead and open up my slide deck again. And we will go ahead and pick up a little bit more where we left off here to discuss some of the things that we looked at in review. In review, we took a look at our reporting module, again, showing the ease and flexibility of utilizing Excel and web-based capability. We also have the ability to utilize our mobile apps. Our apps are amazing to have on your tablets or on your cell phones. You're getting live financial reporting from your GL, operational subledger, as well as benchmarker, KPI, and graphical reporting because we're in Excel. We also utilized and took a look at our ad hoc Composer, giving you reporting and analysis capability, drill down capability within our BI360 reporting module, giving you the detail across subledgers as well as GL and document images. We also show the ease within both our reporting and planning module of the drag and drop feature for report design that any business unit or end user can use and learn to use very easy. We also have the ability to do integration connections within BI360, reporting live custom tables and other sources through our data warehouse. And our budget and planning, again, gives you that streamlined data input, budget data input flexibility within an Excel budget template. We have some predefined templates. You can do even spreads, the ability to add a line, forecasting capabilities, modeling, what-if analysis, because, again, we're building these budget templates within Excel. And then, again, our dashboards that are web-based for anywhere, anytime access. That's fully customizable with our dashboard layouts, with interactive charts and reports, drag and drop of design, as well as the ease of real-time ERP reporting directly from your BI360 data warehouse or your ERP system, and drill down capability right there from the web. This is a list of some of our ISV partners that we have currently out-of-the-box BI360 integrations, just a quick view of some that you may utilize. And then here's a small viewing of customers by industry. Our product, being an Excel-based product, is driven across multiple industries because of the flexibility of utilizing Microsoft's application of Excel. We do not support any particular vertical. We are across all industries, and this is just to give you a sample of maybe some of our customers that you may be familiar with and the industries that they are represented in. We have large sports teams, as well as healthcare facilities, hospitality, non-for-profit. So there are many, many more. This is to let you know and help you remember that we are a Microsoft application utilizing the power of BI through our BI360 tool that appeals to many, many companies and corporations across many defined industries. And ultimately, a little bit about Solver and who we are. We're growing really fast. Our global reach is now over the 1,000 mark of customers in over 40 countries. We have 5 offices, locations rather, here in the U.S., Canada, Sweden, UK, and Italy, as well as now in Asia, Pacific, India, and Mexico, rounding us up to a good 8. Why BI360? Well, many of the developers behind our product came from BI tools that were built and sold to Microsoft and SAP in the past. And being on the market with just a little over 5 years with our BI360 product, we're using all of that past development experience plus more extensive field research, utilizing the ability with the Gartner Group to drive innovation, functionality, and ease of use to a new level for companies. We received many awards and recognitions in the past few years as well, including, but not only our first entry, as mentioned earlier, in 2014 into that Gartner Group Magic Quadrant for corporate performance and management, the MQ. And this is one that where BI360 was just one of only 17 global CPM vendors that were selected to be awarded. So Solver is a good company on the MQ with companies like other competitions of SAP, Oracle, and IBM. But the main difference between Solver's product and those other companies is that BI360 is a more modern, more focused, more user-friendly, easier to use, and more affordable solution in a completed suite of modules.